Now at 5, a groundbreaking ceremony launches Pitt State's newest campus edition aimed at hands-on learning. Plus, the FDA reverses course on a menopause treatment warning, and
lawmakers take a major step toward ending the longest government shutdown in history. I'm Erica Brown with more from Capitol Hill on the breakthrough funding plan.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A crash in Wilson County, Kansas today claims the lives of 2 adults and a child. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Happened west of Neodesha at the intersection of US 400 and Granby Avenue this morning. The Highway Patrol says a westbound car failed to stop at a stop sign and was hit by a northbound semi-truck. 3 people in the car died in that crash. They are Adam and Kylie Brooks, both age 21, and 2-year-old Cohen Brooks, all from Neodesha. The semi-driver was not hurt. Pitt State today broke ground on a new 47,000 square foot educational building next to the Tyler Research Center. It's called a prove-out facility. It'll give students more opportunities for hands-on learning with the hope of increasing economic development possibilities within the community.
Businesses want to be close to facilities like this. They want to be close to students and the faculty like we have here at Pittsburgh State. So just really excited about what the future holds.
The facility is going to cost $12 million to build and include state and federal funding. It's expected to be complete in 2026. It's gotten chilly out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it was a cold start for us this morning. Most of us lower 20s, but we had wind chill factors upper single digits, and we didn't really warm up too much throughout the day. We had quite a bit of sunshine. Clouds are kind of filtering back in. We're going to have those clouds sticking around tonight. Look at our temps. We slide back mid to upper 20s by 9, 10, 11 p.m. Now, that's going to be our overnight low. We get southerly winds kicking in. And look at this, we rise about 10 degrees by morning. So mid 30s when you get up, and then a much warmer day as we go into Tuesday afternoon. We should go into lower 60s for afternoon highs, which is going to be nice. The evening is going to be cool, 30s into the 20s through the overnight hours. 70s are going to return. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
All right, we'll catch you soon. The Republican Senate Majority Leader said today he hopes to hold a vote soon on a funding package after a group of Democrats split with their party to support a measure that would end the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. The House will still have to vote on the final amended bill. Erica Brown has the latest now from Capitol Hill.
Senators worked to finalize a spending bill Monday that would end the government shutdown after 7 Democrats and 1 independent voted with Republicans Sunday night in a breakthrough deal to end the stalemate.
After 41 days, I'm grateful to be able to say that we are close to getting the government reopened.
The agreement funds the government through January 30th, reverses shutdown-related layoffs, and guarantees back pay to all federal workers. It also includes 3 longer appropriations bills with funding for SNAP benefits.
We should not be putting workers at risk, the people of this country at risk, when we have policy disagreements.
Notably, the deal does not include an extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits, a key demand from Democrats during the shutdown, only the promise of a vote in December.
I cannot support the Republican bill that's on the floor because it fails to do anything of substance to fix America's health care crisis.
The amended bill will still need House approval, and Speaker Mike Johnson urged members to return to Washington quickly for a possible vote. If the House passes the measure with these changes, it would head to the president for his signature, ending the shutdown. As the deal works its way through Congress, flight disruptions are piling up nationwide. But the head of the Air Traffic Controllers Union called the breakthrough a step in the right direction.
Whatever it takes to open this government and pay our members is what's needed right now.
In a social media post, President Trump pushed air traffic controllers to return to work and said he'd recommend a $10,000 bonus for those who did not take any time off during the shutdown. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Those who rely on SNAP food benefits remain in limbo. The Trump administration ordered states to undo steps taken to restore full benefits as legal challenges move through the courts. Still ahead, banks create new gathering spaces with pets and coffee in mind.
An ATM featuring dog treats. I'm Cristian Benavides with how this bank is using man's best friend to draw more human customers.
But first, the FDA removes some scary warnings from menopause hormone drugs. That's next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, up to 10 million women in the U.S. suffer from menopause symptoms every year. And according to AARP, many receive little to no treatment. Today, the FDA announced it will no longer require a significant warning label with hormone therapies, hoping to encourage more women to seek treatment. Gwen Baumgartner explains.
The FDA says this so-called black box warning found on more than 20 hormone-based drugs to treat menopause symptoms is uncalled for.
The companies are, generally speaking, very excited when the FDA tells them you can remove a scary warning.
A study found hormone therapy can lead to an increased risk of stroke, blood clots, dementia, and breast cancer. But FDA Commissioner Marty McCary now says the research was misrepresented and the warning is unnecessary.
We are listening to doctors who have been waving the flag in the air saying, hey, we have this wrong. We are listening to women who have been challenging the paternalism of medicine.
Health officials point to studies that suggest hormone therapy has few risks when started before age 60 or within 10 years of menopause symptoms.
We're challenging outdated thinking and recommitting to evidence-based medicine that empowers rather than restricts.
Some medical experts are criticizing the FDA for not being transparent in this process and for not convening an independent panel to look at the issue.
For about 6 or 7 years, I felt like I was struggling.
Patient Colleen Fisher says she found little help from her doctor when looking for relief.
You feel like something's off and you're not quite sure what it is. For me, I had experienced really severe night sweats and gone to my OBGYN, and she sort of was like, suck it up a little bit.
The FDA says hormone therapy still carries significant risks for some women, so patients should talk to their doctor about their symptoms and treatment options. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Today, fewer than 1 in 20 women receive hormone replacement therapy for menopause symptoms. There's promising news for Americans living with heart disease or at risk for a severe cardiovascular event. Drug maker Merck says it's developed a new daily cholesterol pill that can dramatically lower LDL, or bad cholesterol. It's an alternative to expensive monoclonal antibody injections that few Americans take. The study looked at nearly 3,000 adults. After 24 weeks, their LDL numbers dropped by almost 60%. Participants also took their daily statin. The two pills work differently to tackle high cholesterol. The data has not yet been published in a medical journal, so CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder says it's important to be a little cautious about the results.
Merck. Until we see that data, you have to be a little skeptical. And then there are other things in terms of the study. They only looked at the LDL numbers. They didn't actually look at did it prevent heart attack and stroke. And ultimately, that's what matters here.
Merck is expected to submit the drug for FDA approval next year, with it possibly becoming available in 2027. There's no word on what the price might be. In a small study of 15 people, one dose cuts bad cholesterol and triglycerides by about half, both of which contribute to heart disease. Researchers say side effects were minimal, and the one reported death was unrelated to the treatment. Larger clinical trials are now being planned. The study was published in the New England Journal of Medicine and presented at the American Heart Association's annual meeting. Patients who become short of breath after being admitted to the hospital are 6 times more likely to die. Researchers in Boston say nurses and doctors in the ER routinely ask patients how much pain they're in. But their new study suggests shortness of breath is a bigger indicator of who needs care the most, and the medical workers should ask patients about breathing discomfort first. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, financial institutions use customer creative tactics to bring people inside.
Plus, it looks like another cold night tonight, but a warm-up is on the way. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a cold Monday for us today. Temperatures this morning, the coldest we have seen so far in the fall 2025 season. And it's going to be cold again tonight, not as bad. And we are going to start a nice little warm up as we go through the next several days. We also have some mid and upper level clouds kind of increasing. These are going to be sticking around tonight. That will keep us from dropping off as much as what we did see during the morning hours. We're still going to go into the 20s, but I think we'll hit our overnight low about 9, 10, 11 p.m. And then our southerly winds will start to increase. In return, our temperatures will warm into the mid-30s to kick off your Tuesday. Partly sunny skies near 60 by noon. Once we get to the afternoon, check this out. We're going to be 62-ish, which is way better than what we saw today, about 20 degrees warmer. As we go into Tuesday night, we have a weak little front. You can see that little wind shift line. It's not going to do much, but our winds will be variable as we go through the overnight hours. And then as we get into Wednesday afternoon, look at this. We're approaching 70 degrees. So we go back the other direction very quickly, and then we drop back mid-40s as we go into Thursday morning. But look at the winds. I mean, we could have gusts upwards of 40 by morning. So if you have your trash can out there, whatever, watch out for that. The winds stay strong all day long, but they slowly come down as we go through the afternoon. And then not too bad tomorrow night, and then into Wednesday, they're going to be much lighter. They're going to be moving on your Tuesday. 38 start, 55 by noon. High temp, much better, 62. Pretty close to where we should be for this time of the year. Great shot. This is our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex Tower Cam, looking downtown Joplin. Evening planner, 30s, 20s. But overall, it's fine. It's 35 in Stockton, 39 in Anderson, Miami 37. We have 35 in Chanute. Why are we colder? Well, we have this northerly flow right out of Canada. Until this colder air exits, we are going to be staying on that chilly side as we go through about the next day or so. But look at this. Look at this upper level low. It ejects, nice little ridge of high pressure builds in, and that means we go back into the 70s, especially late this week. Now, we do have a wetter system. This is going to eject out. It looks like now kind of maybe late Sunday night into Monday, showers, maybe some thunderstorms. It pushes by, and then we got to see what this wave is going to do as we get through about next Wednesday into Thursday. But the overall theme here is a wetter, at least pattern, as we get into next week. But look at this, by Friday, we're at 75 degrees. Look at Saturday, we're going to be into the mid-70s. So big warm up as we go through the next few days. All right, here's your 10-day, 62 windy on your Tuesday, 67 on Wednesday, 72 Thursday, 76 Friday, 74 Saturday, and then those rain chances increasing, especially late Sunday. But man, we're going to have a really nice first half of the weekend this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be a nice bounce back after a pretty
cold
chilly overnight.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, some banks offering dog treats and coffee to win back customers. Topping today's Consumer Watch, big changes could be on the way for Americans struggling to afford a home. In a social media post, President Trump floated the idea of a 50-year mortgage with an image of him next to one of former President Franklin D. Roosevelt, whose administration led to the establishment of the 30-year mortgage standard. It comes as home ownership has become so expensive, the average age for a first-time buyer has climbed to 40 years old. Financial experts say the pros include lower monthly payments, but the cons are paying more interest over time, which means it will take longer to build up equity.
Not a lot of credit unions or banks offer it, but if the White House were to endorse this product, you'd likely see a lot more availability. I think the critics say, hey, you would die before you would actually own your home. The proponents say, well, that's better than never getting the chance.
A recent analysis from the real estate company Redfin found the typical U.S. homebuyer spends 39% of income on housing, while 30% is generally considered sustainable. Grocery prices might be higher these days, but expect your Thanksgiving meal to be a little cheaper. Costs have dropped 2 to 3% this year. That's according to a Wells Fargo analysis. Consumers buying store brand should expect to pay about $80 for a Thanksgiving meal that'll feed 10 people. That's according to the financial services company Empower. The analysis shows brand names will push the cost up about $15. The Internal Revenue Service is cutting off an online tax filing system. The IRS is shutting down its free offering of Direct File. The Biden administration announced that new online program last year. Direct File was aimed to help low and moderate income taxpayers file their returns easily. Fewer than 300,000 people used Direct File this year. Treasury Department officials said the program was halted because it wasn't widely used. No more buttoned-up banking. Brick and mortars are thinking outside the box to get customers through the front door. Christian Benavides follows the scent and found something for man and his best friend.
For John Kay and his 3-year-old rescue pup Harley, a trip to the bank means a stop at the ATM, the automated treat machine.
It's good for the community, for everybody to get together with the dogs and hang out.
It's a dog treat dispenser made to look like ATMs that perform financial transactions for humans. Paul Ron is vice president and store manager at TD Bank in Coral Gables, Florida.
The dog would walk up and stand on the mat. He or she would stick their snout in the bowl.
They can be hard to navigate for some dogs, as we discovered. But the point is not just about the pets, rather about their people. Unplugging from the digital banking world to step into store branches.
For us, it's about creating innovative experiences for our customers. It also gives us an opportunity to have yet another point of interaction.
These treat dispensers will soon be available at more than a dozen locations nationwide, from here in Florida up to Maine.
At Capital One, it's what's in your wallet and in your cup.
Honestly, I'm here probably 3 times a week.
This cafe in New York City is one of more than 60 with the Capital One name across the U.S. Cardholders like Isabella Galati get a discount on the coffee, but the atmosphere is free.
It's so accessible, and I love all the windows and the drinks and people, so I really like it here.
We create, first of all, a very open and welcoming design, but we also enable people to sit side by side on a couch over a cup of coffee with one of our ambassadors to talk through money matters and financial needs in general.
Whether it's the human touch or the canine extras, banks are now looking to the brick and mortar to reconnect with customers. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Coral Gables, Florida.
Capital One cafes also have community rooms for nonprofit organizations to hold meetings free of charge. A final check of the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, flight cancellations and delays continue to grow as things go from bad to worse for a lot of air travelers. Then on KOAM News at 6, a Pitt State official talks about how that new Prove-It facility could benefit both the university and local development. Plus, how a food bank in Southwest Missouri is trying to help families dealing with uncertainty concerning SNAP benefits. And in sports, a look back on Pitt State's win over Central Missouri. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. And with that ringing, the 2025 Salvation Army kettle season kicks off. This morning, the Salvation Army of Jasper and Newton County started their kettle season by honoring bell ringers and recognizing some of those who gave their services last year. This is the most important fundraising season for the Salvation Army.
To increase the amount of money going in, to increase the donations, the best way is, like Dr. Allen mentioned, take a little bit of Christmas music out there. Don't play it too loud, but a little Christmas music at the stand. If you have a Bluetooth speaker, that just gets people in the mood to donate, in the mood to celebrate.
Salvation Army tells KOAM there are plenty of spots left open for people to volunteer. We hope you support them. The weather, Doug.
Yeah, it's going to be another cold night tonight. We drop back into the 20s, but look at the warm-up, 62 tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 6. Let's make it a great evening.